final form. Syncr0? Syncr0 is Syncr0. Syncr0 will be here. Syncr0 just doesn't have an avatar. And welcome everyone. Hi Kia, Rux, hi Abigail, hi Butster, hi Nat, hi Jen. I think I saw Jen. I'm not sure. Did I see Jen? No, I did, yes. Hi Ogdak, long time no see. And Syncr0, the only Syncr0. Woohoo! This is my profile apparently. Let's see my profile. Stop one eye. You're too old to make those jokes. Ta-da! Female one done. I'm really pleased that I'm a female, considered being one done. It's really nice. Five one. Did I win 90% of my games so far? Wait, that's wrong, right? No, because it comes from here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is correct. Okay, 800. I mean, 80%. Is it 80? Yeah. And yes, I do wear glasses. That's the whole point of us. I was thinking of changing glasses, guys, recently. Still thinking about it. This is Lee Shogi. Whee! Oh yeah, I should add it to the title. On leeshogi.org. And we're hiding the lines. And my printing finished, and I have to drink my coffee. Oh god, it's so hot. Oh god. Wait, what? But I can clearly see Kara ages. Excuse me. I will be 30 in around 19 days. I'm very old. Very, very old. No, I said 30 in 19 days. So I'm still 29. Yo-ho, mates, I'm no lady. I'm the sailor like you are, guys. Woohoo! No, you're not gonna get banned. But it's a manner to not ask the lady about the age, at least in Europe. I don't know about the other sides of the world. The same way you don't ask how much people weight. In Japan, it's like, oh, you look fat. Like it's a normal thing. In Europe, it would be like, how dare you! But in Japan, it's somehow like normal thing to say for some reason. Oh, meantime, guys, did you see this meme with Syncr0? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Copy message link. I guess I need to download the picture. Wait a sec. Save image. Where did you save it? Why is it not PNG? Discord is confusing. Okay, so I'm gonna read this out, guys. Unless, yep. Has anyone seen Syncr0? Hold on, I got this. Nakabisha. This is
Central
really
Rook,
fun.
best Rook. Go Gigan, go brrr.
Beautiful. Yep, so we're ready now to start our stream. Guys, is the audio okay? I hope the audio is okay because we're gonna jump right into it. Audio okay, alright. I was thinking I can change the pieces. I was feeling like changing the piece style recently, guys. Was it? No. Nope. Wait, which was the one that I... This one, I think. Ah! No! Come back. Okay, background. No. Board team. There was like this nice board recently. Oh, this one, I guess. I think I like this setting. How about this, guys? Dobutsu. No. Central. What's the rook? Central elephant? Is it what that would be called? Sounds
Yeah,
like
I guess so.
Chinese chess for some reason. Okay, let's go then. What we did last week was Ivory Bisha, right?
Yep.
Double swinging rook, and I believe we finished the... We did the third 5 rook, and then the book said, well, if you play 4-5 rook, it's the same way. And then we tried the Mukai Bisha.
Yep.
And we finished Mukai Bisha.
Yeah.
So beautiful edge attack. So today, what's today?
Today is double Central Rook.
Woo! Nav, what do you mean, the Shogi Master? Syncr0 is the master of Nakabisha. Yes. Today he's gonna teach us double Central Rook. Woohoo! Let's jump into it.
Alright. So double Central is fairly common because, I mean, the best way, I mean, not the best way, but a way that people know to fight against Central Rook is just to play Central Rook. Also, it defends the center and everything. So we'll talk about what the best thing to do. So of course, we're playing from Sente's side, and we push the central pawn, and they push back. That's one of the indicators that they're going to play double central as well. We swing our, and then at this point, we obviously know that we're playing double central, and we want to open the bishop diagonal to bring kind of as many pieces active in the center as possible. So here we start castling our king, and kind of our opponent mirrors what we do. Here's where we have the first option. They can kind of continue to mirror us, or they can trade bishops. I believe the first line we'll cover is bishop exchange.
All right, so let me read the introduction part. Then. Double free Bisha. Nakabisha wa ichibu no specialisto ga fukaku kenkyū shite ori. The specialist studied it quite deep. Gote toshite kanari sakusen de ari. You can play it as gote quite successfully. So, you have to, as Sente, you have to make sure you prepare a good piece shape in your camp. Oh, thank you, Rico, for subscribing. Welcome back. All of your subscription are gonna be used for Shogi promotion. This we just finished the season. I'm gonna make a digression. Sorry, Syncr0, but I remember I want to talk about this. We just finished season 3 of Tourney 2 series, and the winners, as a new prize, they're gonna get a real certificate signed by me for winning the tournament. The handicap games will be played somewhere in the next month, and the registration for the season 4 will also start somewhere next month. If you have female friends, we're gonna start a new tournament called Tourney to Queen. It's gonna be handicap games only for females, so try to invite your friends that even a beginner will have chance to win because handicap games. And we got your answers from questionnaire, and I will have few new ideas to improve our tournament as well. So thank you everyone who sent the questionnaire. So yeah, so Santa needs to be careful about the shape they're making. And Gote, as a basic, they will try to play exactly the same moves as we do, and therefore Santa will have to do something cool to break through. And there is some very long variation, but I'm not sure if I want to talk about this. Oh, this is the variation we were showing. Okay, yeah, so show us the variation that this paragraph is maybe talking about. 7/7 bishop takes.
Yeah. So obviously we take with knight. We continue castling on both sides, and then we start bringing our silver in.
Oh, okay, that's not
First.
the variation actually.
Oh, okay.
Is it important? Maybe not. Okay, so the summary of the whole paragraph is we wanna play 7/7 bishop early on because of some stuff that will happen. Dude, you have any promotional link for Tourney to Queen? That's a very good question, Abigail. The problem is we didn't start the registration yet, but now that you mention it, I think I will work on it right after this stream, and then I'm gonna send you something. There is this link that Jen sent, but it doesn't explain everything yet. But Wiki said that early bishop exchange positions are dangerous. In this case, it's not dangerous because we're playing central rook, which is quite resistant to bishop drops. And we have the king here protecting the bishop drops. It's fine. Hello, I wanted to learn Shogi. I'm glad I found your YouTube channel. I will be watching those to learn. I got to go now. I will catch the next stream. Remember that we have a new YouTube channel where you can watch the VODs that you missed. Yeah, feel free to join. Okay, Syncr0, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So here, Sente makes Cozy Castle. One of the main benefits is it will, or there's a couple benefits to it in this position. One is it defends this spot if the rook wants to kind of leave the fifth file.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it allows, I mean, it's like a precursor to Peerless Golds, which is a very common castle in
How did you call it? Peerless Golds. Okay, yeah.
Peerless Golds, yeah. So that's like the main benefits, and also it's a couple to make a quick castle. It's a bit faster than Mino, so it's also benefit there, so that we can continue developing other pieces without worrying too much that our castle isn't complete. So that's why it's used here. But continuing, as I mentioned, now that the 5/7 square is protected, we don't have to worry about the bishop drop there, so we can move our rook over to opposing rook.
Oh, that's
and
really nice. Yeah.
And attack from there. Gote continues to play central rook and starts attacking the center. We bring the silver up kind of to help defend the center, and it's not doing anything down at on the back rank, so we bring it to activate it. Gote continues attacking the center, so they trade pawns, and then we start kind of our opposing rook attack from here, and then Gote finally decides to castle as well. And we kind of start developing a bit of an edge attack by like pushing the pawns. We're aiming for attacking on this file and possibly the edge as well. And this is result number 1.
All right. Let me translate the Japanese part. So, position number bishop exchange. Yes, one-eye. This is how numbers work. So when we exchange bishop, as somebody mentioned, was it the rook? The bishop exchange is dangerous. So in case of bishop exchange, you don't wanna make moves like this, for example, because it's gonna make a space for your opponent to drop the bishop, and you lose a lance. You shouldn't allow those kind of moves, and this is why we'll probably go for the Nakabisha, and as Syncr0 mentioned, the reason why we move the gold is to protect the 5-7 square, very important square for central rook and bishop exchange. And there is an option for Gote, this side, to also play Nakabisha, the opposing rook. But they say that simply the fact that we're center will give us advantage. And naturally they will try to attack from the center in this variation. And we don't care. We just push the 5th file pawn. This is quite important, guys. You shouldn't like defend. You should also make sure you have the counter attack. Having an attack is the best defense, as we said in the newest video on our channel. Now it is important that they move the king first because of some bishop drops over here. We'll have this privilege after they exchange. Especially, guys, if we are to exchange this pawn and the rook would be looking here, this kind of bishop would threaten the king directly, right? Yeah. And this is why they make silver up shape to double protect that square. And as Syncr0 said, this is our result diagram, and it says that center will have easier time playing the variation. One example is if they come to attack. We drop the bishop, they drop the bishop, we take it. If they take with the silver, the knight is dying. This is a little bit scary because the king line is open, but it's apparently fine. And if they take with the pawn, well, of course, we just made a space here, which means we can drop the bishop. The book makes it seem easy because they're not gonna move the knight so easily. They will probably protect it with gold or move the rook back 1 square. In this case, if you never, guys, saw, if you drop the bishop here, it's gonna die. So be very, very careful. Yes, and not today we have the Joseki stream where we cover the theory, the opening theory of central rook. Oh, oh, sorry, Toad. Thank you. We have. I think guys, I think the Shogi changed the layout a little bit, and this is why this happened. Yeah. I think they changed the layout. I don't know. Okay, thanks, Toad. So yeah, it's not gonna be easy, but yeah, I don't know. They don't say it's good for us, do they? No, they just say it's easier to play because we've taken the edge. Practically, it's very, very difficult still. I think Syncr0, don't you think so?
I agree. Yeah. Opposing rook is not the fastest of attacks, so it's going to be a while before you actually get like full steam to like break through or do anything over here, and they can still pressure the center by staying at central rook, or they also have the opportunity. I mean, we'll see in some of the other lines to play opposing rook as well. But it's I mean, Furibisha, I feel like it's never easy.
It's never easy.
So yeah, so it's I mean, as the book said, it's like very playable for Sente, but it's not easy.
Yeah, enough. I don't know if you're trolling, but I am speaking with Syncr0, and I am not Syncr0, obviously. If you are asking who I am, then obviously I'm Shogi Harbour. And if you don't know who I am, you can double check this webpage. Alright, sorry for that. Okay, so this was line number 1, and this line was based on the fact that they have exchanged the bishops very, very early. And therefore, Gote's attack in the center won't be really good. And therefore, bishop exchange might not be the most interesting move for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, what should they do? We always ask those questions. What should we do instead? And the book is like, they're gonna try this. Well, you're gonna be good anyway.
Yeah. So after this, what if they just continue to mirror our position?
Oh, the old Hikaru no Go strategy of Tengen. Alright, alright.
So then from here, we start bringing our silver toward the center, and they do the same.
Mm-hmm.
We keep doing it. And then the question here is, which direction do we go?
Chat, which one do you prefer? Let's vote. Okay, voting. We shall make a quick vote. Where to go with silver? 4-6 or 6-6. You have 1 minute, chat. Yes, you have to find out which one is the best. The silver 4-6 or 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
The book has a clear explanation about it. The voting is on. You can vote on the top of the chat, I believe. So far, silver 4-6 is winning by 1 vote. Oh, now it's equal again.
Yeah, it's even.
Who's making it equal? Typing one word, guys. You have to click in the poll and then vote. Alright, silver 6-6 won. It's equal in time zone even isn't here, yeah. Balanced, just as Central Rook should be. So, which one is the answer, Syncr0?
The answer is actually 4-6.
Woo! The minority got it right. So what the book says is that yes, let's go. So 4-6. If we go to 6-6 and they go to 4-6, 4-4, there's gonna be a mirror position, and because we have one move advantage, it's gonna be good for us. But in that case, they will try to go here instead.
Yeah.
The reason, which will be explained later in the book, we actually would like to keep the silver on the king side, closer to the king side. That sounds very mysterious though, Syncr0.
Yes.
I hope you wanna explain it to us.
Yeah. So kind of just starting with why 4-6 is better. So for example, if our opponent moves to 6-4 after we move to 4-6, we can, because we're one turn ahead, we can start attacking the bishop. So this move, they're going to save their pawn. I mean, if you can prevent them from taking extra pieces, why not? So that's what they do here. We trade bishops, and then we bring our silver in to attack.
So
If
the
they try
reason why
to,
we exchange bishops is we want to force the knight to jump.
so if they try to bring their gold up to defend, which is kind of defending all the squares the silver can move, we keep attacking by dropping our bishop. So obviously they would want to defend their rook, so they move it over. We take the gold, they take back, and then now that allows us to bring our silver, promote our silver, and keep attacking. Obviously they want to run with the rook, and we just keep gobbling up pieces because there's not really much a rook can do to defend properly from that. They can't drop this, but we're still not very scared. We just keep attacking the rook. Instead of like taking lance, they would want to save their rook, so they run away. Then we defend against the lance attack, and that also threatens this if we want to. But one of the main reasons is to defend against the lance. So the king runs, and then we keep attacking by dropping.
Wow, what is this gold drop? Oh my god, this is so heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. I think after the silver invades, I feel like it's not great to keep attacking like this, but I think the book is kind of just showing something.
Yes, Nat, you're right. This is a trap, actually. We are explaining why they cannot play this move against our silver, because this happens.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it is a trap line. It's I think one time I was trying to show Jen double central rook, and this happened. Because I was like, he wasn't familiar with it, so he did the wrong silver placement. But yeah, this result kind of just shows that you have to defend against silver 4-6 by opposing their silver with yours. Otherwise, they're just going to invade, and it's not going to be very good.
Okay, woo, that was a long line, but there are many sub-variations still.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me jump back. So Syncr0 just showed us that you basically die in this variation.
Yeah.
And this is why you don't play this. Now, there is some other question the chat might have. And for example, well, what if they exchange the bishops first? Right? Instead of pawn pushing. Is it right here? Take, and not the gold, now the pawn push. So differently from before, they don't have a knight that we can target. In that case, we're gonna do something like this. And again, the book is very ambiguous, saying, oh, this is easier to play by center.
Yeah.
And what they say, next we're targeting 6-5 pawn, the silver will go back, and 5-5 pawn will be an easy target. But if there will be more aggressive and target your silver, or you do is exchange it and make a fork over here. I think it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially that we give away the silver. Perhaps if they try to save the material, we can still regain the material by dropping the rook. Attacking the knight. Not really. What if they defend? Or maybe the bishop.
Yeah, still tough.
I mean, we don't need to drop the rook immediately, but like it's still quite difficult battle because we just gave up a silver. So I'm not really happy with the book for showing this particular line. But this is what they say. Okay. And the reason why we don't exchange bishop earlier is that the knight will come and protect this square, so we cannot do it earlier.
Exactly. Yep.
Alright, so back to this variation and the bishop drop. So this is a very, very strong move, as Syncr0 mentioned. And we should attack quickly, they're saying. Because if we move our king once, and if they move the king once, now the rook will be able to come back to 6-2 instead, which will be harder to attack. Because in this line, the rook has to go to the edge. So if we allow them to make space, it's gonna be harder to attack. And now they talk about boring variation. And continuation. So yeah, this is very, how do we say, conditional, this type of attack.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be his king here. It has to be him not taking the bishop and stuff like this. It's not really... I guess the lesson we get is that we really want to move the bishop quickly, and we want to really move the silver quickly up before even castling, right? This is very unusual.
Yep.
So just move kick once. Personally, I would go to here to protect the square, but that's not happening. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And then we have the bishop 4-4. We see it, but we have a strong counter. Then we defend with the knight drop, which, as many arrows thrown, actually attacks king and rook. Therefore, it's a very strong move. And it's very heavy gold. I really like it. But the book says it's a very good move. Koshu. And Sente is Yoshi. So Sente is very good. After, we're gonna make a little bit of castling and then attack 5-5 pawn, or with our promoted silver to make like harass the rook, and both of the big pieces of gote are trapped, so we are very happy. The problem will be, if they activate it, it's gonna be an equal fight once more, but before that happens, we want to attack. And as you can see, the most important part is 6-4 silver is completely useless.
Yeah.
Alright, so because 6-4 silver was such a bad idea, they will have to actually protect the bishop's head. 4-4 silver, leading us to variation number 2.
Yes.
Exactly.
So from here, obviously our silver can't do anything tricky like that, and also it kind of our area is a little more open, whereas theirs a little more cramped, and that's one of the benefits of being Sente in this kind of position. It's because we
really
can
chess-like to me.
Yeah. So we have just the more openness allows a little bit more freedom in setting up our opposing rook attack, because obviously nothing really is going to happen in the center unless we just throw all our generals toward the center, which does happen in double central games, but it's not necessarily the best thing to do. So continuing from here, we both castle, and then these moves set up our transition to opposing rook. And we kind of continue setting that up. We finish, or we make a castle. Then we switch to opposing rook and trade pawns on both sides. So the reason you want to bring your rook to here as opposed to further back is just because in opposing rook tactics, it's just a better placement. You can you have more influence toward the center, and I mean that's kind of just the way the formation is set up when you're attacking the edge.
It's a very good shape.
Yep. So continue.
Technically speaking, if your opponent position is low, like Cozy Castle or like Twin Gold, put the rook here. If it's like Yagura, you put it here. It's like the basic.
Yeah. So we're kind of still fairly mirrored as of now. So we continue castling. Gonna defend more on this on these files, and then we start pushing the edge pawn because edge attacks are one of the most kind of the easiest ways to kind of gain an advantage. Yeah, to break through in Ifuribisha games. Personally, I don't like pushing the edge pawn back like this because it makes it even easier to exchange. But when you have your silver, like in Peerless Gold's placement, then it's easier to defend the edge. As if you're in Mino, for example, it's much harder to defend when you have that pawn push. But the silver placement makes it your edge a bit stronger.
Yeah, so the other reason is like, for example, if you were go to third file rook, there is this silver move which threatens to capture this pawn. So usually what happens is they will go up and then we'll be forced to drop the pawn. So it will be advantageous for the defending side. So it's also not only about defending the edge, but also counter-attacking from the edge, which is kind of rare in any kind of shogi. And this is why Nakabisha is so epic.
Exactly. The edge tactics are very difficult in themselves, and it takes a lot of practice. So continuing, we're kind of still doing a fairly mirrored position. We finish our Peerless Golds formation. And here we're kind of taking more space around our castle. It's just, it both allows our silver to have a bit more freedom, possibly move. I mean, it's just to better develop our pieces.
It also forbids your opponent from pushing 3-5 pawn.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious what the book will say, but that's for later. Yeah. Oh no, it's simply to protect 3-5 silver, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So they push that pawn as well, and then here, this is one of the benefits of silver 4-6 versus 6-6 is you get this bishop placement, which is great for attacking the edge.
I love it.
Because you can bring the knight in, and kind of attack it even better. So this is great for us. So then they bring their silver up, kind of just protecting this area kind of even more. And then, as I just said, we bring the knight in to help attack the edge.
So they're slowly changing to a Yagura.
Yeah.
So now, usually it's a bad idea to push the pawn in front of the king. This is why I was also surprised to see 3-6 pawn, this guy. But there will be a variation that's gonna explain this pawn push. Yeah. So they go for Yagura, and then we attack.
We start our edge attack. Yeah. So one of the things about this bishop placement is we can do this, and it's beneficial because kind of we can keep attacking. So if they try to do this to defend and potentially take this pawn, we attack pretty aggressively and take it with our bishop. They take back and we take with rook, and then we kind of bring our rook all the way down, so it's a bit safer from anything and protects from potential drops because we just gave them a bishop. So then obviously they want to take, they don't just want to leave that pawn there so we can do something with it later. So they take with lance. and we pull that lance away, and then we drop our silver to take it. There's not really much they can do to defend. I think there's almost nothing they can do to kind of stop us from taking it. So it looks pretty good for us, because then this is gonna come here. Potentially they can bring a gold over or something to defend that spot. But having another lance on top of that means we can drop it and keep attacking. So this is result number 3, and this also looks pretty good because our attack is faster. Meanwhile, they haven't made any serious threats on our castle yet.
Yep, so this is advantages for Synth. Where did I... Okay, so I'm gonna translate the Japanese again. I think Syncr0 explained it super well, but there are some variations that the book is mentioning on top of that. So they tried to play 4-4 silver instead of 6-4. And therefore we have to consider new variation. The book is recommending to play peerless gold. Instead of gold, if we would play king 2-2, they're gonna go for the swinging rook and then play 1-4 pawn. They got this way of creating attack will be easier. I think Syncr0 mentioned that the Minos castle edge is very weak. Yeah, and yeah, so basically this shape will be weaker against those attacks than the shape of peerless gold. And this is why the book is recommending to make peerless gold. Also, the king will be 1 square further away from the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally, you don't want to have the king on the file being attacked, because like if they were to trade pawns or something, not being in check after that could be beneficial to like keep attacking
also this
yourself.
One, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that does make sense. I like Mino because I'm used to seeing it. In this case, we also have like this edge central pawn pushed, which is usually the weakness for peerless gold. But it's kind of compromise we have to go. And in this case, they say it's simpler to like defend those files with a silver.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to the 3-6 thing. So if we were to play simply bishop here, they have 3-5 silver. And this is... Okay, yeah. And the problem with this is they offer bishop exchange. And once the bishop gets exchanged, we don't have this attack anymore, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And if we take this, they also get the 3-5 pawn. So free development. So we don't want to do it, and we do this. I'm not really fan of this move though. Yeah, those are weird. Those weird Furibisha moves that double Furibisha moves that I don't like. But yeah, okay. Understanding that they cannot exchange the silvers, maybe that's easy enough. 6-6 bishop, allowing development of the knight. We could target the exchange of pieces, but this is why they're pushing the silver up to like protect it. And after this, they're gonna try to push the... Oh no, if they try here, they actually have the bishop move attacking our rook. If they try it, we have to move back. They're gonna develop the knight. And we just go pa, pa, whew, and they die. That's apparently a thing. Jen, what if they push the pawn anyway? The 3-5 pawn, we just take it with the pawn. If they take with the silver, they lose a silver, right? Yes, obviously, if they take this, there's a knight fork. If they go back, we just go for it.
Yeah.
And even without the edge, we have attack somewhere else. We are happy. Their bishop is blocked forever, so that's great. Let me consider a variation. If they try to activate the bishop, we attack the rook. They go back. And we could still go for the edge. We could still pressure the silver.
Yeah.
It's still not easy, I think. Though, yeah. It's still a very, very complex fight, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So therefore, to protect the knight jumps, as seen in this variation, they gonna push 6 for pawn, and we land on the final diagram. If they take knight jump, we love it, right?
Yep.
Therefore, they protect with the silver, but sacrifice Kilimanjaro, woohoo! And there's no defense.
Yeah.
So the main problem of this line, yeah, is that we are attacking this square. Usually, what we wanna do is also go like more directly, like this.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, there is the gold. So we wanna retrieve some piece material that we have lost. Silver lance versus bishop exchange is satisfying. On top of that, we have an attack activating the rook, activating this lance.
Yeah.
We are quite happy. If the gold goes up, we can even promote the knight here, or oops. We don't have a pawn though.
Yeah, but we have the other lance.
Yeah, it's still not very like easy. Still quite difficult. I mean, just targeting the token here should be good enough. We have an attack, they don't have yet, yeah. Of course, we give them a lot of pieces, they might have an attack, but considering that we have four general next to our king, we should feel quite safe. Okay, and yeah, the result is advantages, and therefore for 6 silver is a shape that we recommend in this book. Woohoo! I learned something today.
Yeah.
I actually saw a different joseki. When you go for double central rook, I've seen the way of asking your opponent what he's gonna do, and then closing your bishop, going for this shape, going for edge attack instead. So there are many ways to play it, I guess. Your way of using the silver is quite interesting to me, though. I've seen the strategy played against... Oh, wait, that's not the line. Played in double third file rook. So the same idea applies there, but you would attack the rook's head, kinda. And also quite cool to see it work over here. This one, right? Yeah, the fact that their bishop is blocked is quite huge.
Yeah.
Any questions, guys, for this chapter? Because I believe that's the end, right, of the chapter?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, double central rook chapter. Woohoo! Finished. Guys, any questions? Please ask Syncr0 a very difficult question. He was waiting the whole week to share his knowledge. We're gonna wait like 30 seconds. Typing takes a little bit of time, you know, Syncr0. And do we plan to make one more chapter, do you think, for today?
Yeah, we can. I think
Okay.
it's similarly. It's not too long. I think it might be a little bit longer than like these Anti-Itadani chapters, but I would consider it like long, like the early chapters.
Mm-hmm. We can do the translation per diagram instead of showing the whole variation. Because
Okay.
this looks like a game variation. Okay. What should we do if the edge attack fails? Asks Nav. Syncr0, what do you do when the edge attack fails?
Resign. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's yeah, edge attack failing it is difficult. But like it usually doesn't like fail terribly. You normally get something out of it, even if it's like a lance or a pawn or something. So you can oftentimes try to use whatever material you gained or exchanged from the edge somewhere else. But sometimes if like you just have nothing to do, you'll kind of have to wait for more of a counter attack.
From my point of view, is if your edge attack fails, it means you read it wrong and you should have went for it in the beginning, in the first place. But yeah, the edge attack usually means you give away pieces, and it usually means your king will be unsafe, so it's hard to say that it failed. It just means it gave chances to both sides, and the fight started, and you have to do your best. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna fail, because in Shogi, you get pieces in hand, and you can turn it around. Pray for Nifu. That's always an option. That happened for Nirok a few times in the past, and I laughed each time and cried each time. Okay, that seemed to be the only question, Syncr0. So the next chapter, it seems it says other techniques, other strategies using Central
Yeah,
Rook, right?
I think it's kind of like assorted other things that the author wanted to include in the book, but don't necessarily fall into like nice sections like some of the other ones.
And the first chapter says versus Itadani's style right side king. Itadani sensei is actually very famous for playing right side king, and this chapter will be about it. And Nav is asking, which book are you using?
What is the name of the book again?
I like how the chapter name you named is Anti-Itadani migyoku, but it looks like
Yes.
Anti-Itadani, and I'm laughing inside. Yeah.
Let me grab the name of the book real quick.
Oh, actually, it says here, right? No, I'm just gonna I'm gonna copy paste it here, right?
I did it first.
No, I did it first on my screen.
Oh no. Okay.
All right.
So this is Itadani migyoku. I mean, technically it's anti-migyoku, but Itadani style migyoku.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of to follow along how I wrote the other chapters' names.
Let's just agree
that.
Let's just agree that Syncr0 hates Itadani sensei. All right. So yeah, after every diagram, I'm gonna translate.
Okay, sounds good. So we start this pretty standard. This just looks like standard static rook.
But you're
versus
wrong.
Goku.
It's not standard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So still as this position, you can't tell that anything is different. It still looks like very standard, like early chapters stuff, where it's a static rook. It just smells
different. My opponent is smirking. Something is wrong. Yeah.
So then this is like the first deviation from like something a little bit normal. So this indicates that they're going for 6-3 style. We discussed it in like the very first chapter. A very solid defense. Oftentimes you need to find an attack on like the fourth or third file, or even edge attack to continue against this variation. So we just castle. They lock in the center, so now we can't do any exchanging there.
Jen, next time please make the link shorter. It's taking half of my screen. Yeah.
And then they close the bishop diagonal, which is already closed, but that's what they do. And then this is position 1.
Okay, so they're saying Itadani style right side king versus Furibisha is when Ibisha is using the right side of the board to castle. Okay, it's blah, blah, blah. Where the Ibisha castles the king on the right side. And the king and rook, as you will see, is very, very close to each other. Yes, Nap, this is why I'm translating it for you. But it's actually quite really difficult to find a critical point to attack versus migyoku. It seems like the Ibisha is playing kinda like Ibisha, kinda like Furibisha. It's a really weird strategy. So that's the end of the first paragraph.
All right. Yeah, so one thing once you see kind of this position, it's a little weird that they haven't like started moving their king or anything yet. So that might be the first kind of
red flag.
Red flag that something they're doing is going to be slightly different than standard, because they would have moved their king before like closing the bishop diagonal again.
True.
So like that's kind of the first thing that would indicate that they're going to do something a little bit different. From here we develop our silver because that's standard against the silver 6-3 position to move it to 5-6. So that's what we aim for. They continue pushing rook pawn, so obviously we defend it with bishop. And then here, this probably is the first flag that's like, oh, they're gonna play migyoku, because you wouldn't really do this if your king was going that way. So this is, I mean, you can still do this and then move your king over after, but it's a very strange move order. So this, if I saw this, I'd be like, oh, they're gonna play migyoku.
Yeah, if it's your first time seeing this opening, you will be like, what is this noob doing? But actually, it's a viable strategy. Don't get deceived. Yeah.
So we continue developing our silver because we want to put it in the standard place for this, and we do. And then here, this move allows for bringing the knight down. Just like this is kind of, as of now, this is almost exactly the same as like the early, the first chapter, silver 6-3 and 4-3, but their king is still sitting, so a little bit different. But this is position 2.
Yeah, so let's finish until position 3.
Okay. So we continue casting.
Oh, and this is variation 1, right? So this is more passive, I'd assume.
Yeah. This is the more passive variation. So we continue casting our king, aiming for probably Mino, but we also have the opportunity to go Onaguma if we feel like it. They bring their knight down as we kind of expected, and then we finish our Mino. So this is, if you saw this would be, oh, they're 100% going to play migyoku, because there's not really a reason to bring this gold that way unless you're doing that. It's because they're going to put their king there.
Yep.
This pawn defends from.
Okay, wait.
Oh, sorry, I went past position 3. Yes.
So, we built the 5-6 silver shape as central rook. And as a basic idea for us is that no matter what the shape of the opponent will be, we always can put the 5-6 silver. Now, depending on where this gold goes, Ibisha's strategy will change. Because it wants to 7-2, as Syncr0 mentioned, this indicates right side king. If it went to here instead, it's similar to the chapter that we did before, in chapter 1. And again, we have two big options. Whenever the against migyoku, we can do one of two things. One is to wait, build up a shape, which would be variation number 1, or number 2, go for super quick attack. And speaking of the conclusion, number 2 will be the recommended way of playing, but let's look at the variation number 1. So the slower variation. This is why we are castling the king first. All right, let's go.
Yep. Okay. So the main reason you would fall under variation 1 is if you kind of start castling before realizing what they're doing. We'll see that, like, if you get the idea that this is what they're going for, you should try to do variation 2. But let's see what happens in variation 1.
Nafa
so this
is
pawn
asking what are they going to do in a migyoku. So they put the king on the migi, which means in Japanese on the right side. So this is the right side. Instead of castling king normally on the left side, they gonna castle it on the right side, which is very, very unusual strategy. Yep. Protecting the knight jump.
Yep, protecting the knight jump. So they finally move their king. And then we push this pawn. This is, again, standard development for us in against the 6-3-4-3 position.
I've played this position many times against my VS partner, and I tell you, it's so difficult each time. Even though we played the same shape, each time it was like a different fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here they bring their rook down. So there's a couple reasons for this. One, it defends. So if we were to like exchange pieces or anything, it defends the back well. But one of the main reasons why it's beneficial is they can play subway rook and attack our king's head. And it's very difficult to defend because all our pieces are to our left and not kind of above our king. So it's difficult to defend, and their castle is kind of difficult to attack. So that's one of the main benefits of migyoku in like this situation. So
okay.
Continuing, we...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the end of the line yet.
Yeah, it's not. So we bring our rook down as well. And then they finish their castle shape. And then this allows us to...
I like how you say the castle shape, like it's not an actual castle, just like a shape. But yeah, it's it's like
a castle.
Zigzag, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a snow roof, but not in the in the right position. So then they push edge pawn, we push back, but again, it's kind of dangerous because of the edge attack possibilities with subway rook and stuff.
Yeah, so this is the end. Wait.
Oh yeah, so, this is the end.
Okay, so one thing, I decided to translate snow roof as zigzag because that's the original meaning. Zigzag castle.
Yep.
Then the reason why you push the edge pawn, I try to remember what I learned from that training game. Yeah, I'm not sure if we don't defend it. So one thing they will want to do is to put a pressure on this line. And you would also want to pressure the bishop, therefore. You want to keep your king open. And there will be lines where they come attacking, but we're going to defend it somehow. So that in that case, it's fine. The other option they will have, as you said, is to attack here.
Yeah.
And now the question is, if we don't defend the edge, where do we invest our moves, right? So
yeah,
in this case, I don't think it's a bad idea to do it. I guess, though, the book might explain it. Let's see. So, naturally, Central Rook will build the Mino Castle. If you try to build Anaguma, it will be not a good balance. And as Syncr0 said, the right side king side will try the subway rook to attack the edge. Oh no, the sentient trains are attacking again. Yeah! And from the diagram 3, which is the 7 to gold one. Oh, actually, I think you made that. No, they're actually showing something else.
Am I?
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so important thing for the right side king will be that they didn't push this edge pawn.
Yeah.
Because they jumped the knight first, they don't have to push this pawn to defend. If they were to push this pawn though, we can always push this. And actually, it's gonna allow us to attack on the edge. And I tell you from experience, it is a very good attack for Furibisha side. So they are trying not to allow us that attack. It's actually a pattern in Yagura as well. Where they say never push edge pawn in Yagura, right? Because it actually invites an attack. Jen says hydrate, I shall hydrate. Yeah. And we defended the right edge. In diagram number 4, we will have the devilous plan of right side king, and that will be, as you already spoiled, H3 gold. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's go for the variation number 1.
All right. So from here, they can climb their gold a bit to kind of put pressure on kind of like this file. Not the most common thing to see climbing gold, but when it does happen, it can be very difficult.
Oh, Mifa is quite excited to see migyoku. That's cool.
So from here, we continue building our high Mino, because it's not really else for us to try to do. They continue bringing their gold up, and then we swing our rook over to kind of because at the moment nothing's really happening on the 5th file. Nothing is going to happen on the 5th file, so we bring it to a more active.
I have a question. What happens after this?
It's a good question.
No, I think it's fine. But like nothing is gonna happen. It's quite overstatement, perhaps.
Yeah. No, I was saying nothing is going to happen on the 5th file, so that's why we bring our rook over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right.
So, a couple more moves. So then they push their pawn. Now we push back because we don't want to just allow them to bring the gold in. I mean, it's just like Bogan, except now it's Bokin. And then now they start attacking on this file. And this is position 5.
So there's 2 ways they can play again. This is variation number 1, using the climbing gold. The second devious plan will be to use the bishop to make a double ranging rook type of attack. And let's look at the climbing gold. This is a very popular line to be played as a right side king. In the answer to that, the central rook will play the high Mino, very natural way, and move the rook to 7 file, as we just saw. There's also a different way of playing, which is gold up, gold to here. But if we do that, then our opponent will target our weak point, which is the 3rd file.
Yeah.
They will shift their attention to the right side. Yep. And they speak about the edge pawn importance, but you already said that. I think it's also important because this bishop might be possible somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, here comes the attack. Oh wait, Mifa also asks, will there be something happen with 2nd file? So this will be variation number 2, Mifa. For now we're trying the climbing gold. Right, the bishop exists, yes. Bishop exists.
Alright. So after this,
I'm
we can
glad
take back.
that we taught Syncr0 today. He learned a very important lesson. Bishop exists. Okay.
So then from here, we can keep bringing our gold in. So one thing we can do is bring our silver down to help kind of defend this area better.
No, it's the end of the line.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so in this position there's many ways as free bishop can play, and perhaps you will be confused what to play, but simple taking is good because actually we are fighting in front of the enemy's king. So we'll be happy to like expose it, and then we're gonna move the silver back. Very important move. It looks weak, but oh no, sorry. If we were to go simply, that looks weak because after doing this and this and this, they are making the Mifa shape, and their king will be much safer in front, right? They just built a mini castle in front of our rook. It's not good.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is why we want to move before that. And here it is. Yeah. Next. Yeah, Mifa just mentioned. By the way, in this variation, I sometimes use it in Rook handicap game. Yes, yes, we know.
Yeah. All right. So continuing from this position, obviously they want to keep attacking here. So one thing we can do is just pull our bishop back, exposing an attack against the gold. And what they can do is, The chat
is pointing out very important thing. The reason why we're learning it today is not to memorize the moves, is to look at different ideas, and what's important, understand the moves and understand the ideas, not like memorized. And what Mifa said before, he uses in Rook handicap, it only proves that all those ideas will be universal in different types of shogi.
Exactly.
Wait, I don't get the idea in the opening we're learning. So the idea, Nav, I'm gonna repeat quickly, don't worry, is that we're playing Ibisha versus Central Rook, but Ibisha is an evil person, and they're like, I'm gonna castle my king on the right side. And now the Central Rook is like, oh no, I don't know what to do. Well, the book is teaching us, well, you have two things to do. You can play slowly, or you can be super aggressive. So for now, we're looking at super slow variation with the high Mino, and we are currently fighting against the most evil plan of a climbing gold as the sub-variation 1A. Next we will have variation 1B, which will be the usage of this bishop, but for now we activated our rook, forced him to drop a pawn behind the gold. Hope it makes it easier.
Yep.
Oh, that's the variation. Oops. Okay,
Yeah.
so... So it seems like they're breaking through because they push the 8-6 pawn, but the 5-9 bishop, allowing us to turn the tables. They will have to defend the gold in front of the king. They would drop... If they would drop the pawn in front, not in the back. We just take it, take it, take it. They're gonna promote, but then the knights... Well, it's gonna die.
Exactly, yeah.
And we have this very cool looking move.
Mm-hmm.
Nakabisha is good. So from my personal experience and like study with computer is that once we manage to take this knight against the migyoku, suddenly center becomes better. So in this case, well, the defensive piece is gone, so we are better. Journey says, yeah, the central rook is normally smashing us in the center, but this formation of 6-3 and 4-3 is basically just saying, nope, nothing to see here.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna double defend it, so you're like, well, I'm gonna attack your weak point. Yeah. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like judo type of situation. Alright, and in the book, it seems like we've covered it before, the 7-4 pawn variation. It's very similar to what we've already did. No. Yeah, sorry. Previously mentioned 7-4 pawn drop here is a move where we take care of the knight's head. And now important part is how do we continue to attack properly because we are dying on the 8th file. I remember that Maple Sugar Lover used that against me. I was surprised to see that the first time, but after the game I did study and almost won every game against Itadani Ryu. Yep. Thank you for the follow, Titan. Welcome to Shogi Harbour. And Syncr0, how do we not die against Itadani style in this position?
In this position, let's see. So we can take back the pawn because we don't want to allow the token. They take with gold, obviously. And then we start a counterattack kind of in this area on the king's head.
Kinda this very important critical area that everybody should remember, yes.
Yes. So I believe this is position 8. So
yep. What do you think of Syncr0?
We are starting something. Yeah, it's definitely their castle is not like it's not up in pieces, but we're starting to get a little bit of an opportunity to kind of attack it better.
Yep. So in case they take it with the knight, yeah, it would die to a pawn drop. And they say like this pawn, they say in the book exactly that this pawn push is a very critical position that Syncr0 forgot to mention properly. It's a very, very, very critical position. They say it exactly in the book. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it is a very important pawn push. It looks like, guys, this position looks like very defended, right? With 2 pieces, there's a silver. But this pawn is super, super effective. Yes, Journey. Just drop the pawn. And here they have to take with the pawn. And we really would like to try this.
Yeah.
But they can defend like this. There's no continuation.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have a pawn? I'm confused.
No, we do not.
Book, what are you talking about? If we had one... Okay, they're saying if we had one more pawn, which we don't. We would drop it here, they would go here. Then we would sacrifice. And boom, we get a gold, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have a pawn. So if we had 3 guys, if we had 3 pawns, we get a 3 gold, yeah? And a very good attack on the gold general here, blocking the rook and stuff like this. But because it doesn't happen, we're gonna try this move directly, which kind of gives us idea what we are targeting right now.
Yeah.
This way we could save this one pawn. Alright, Syncr0, what is it leading to then?
Alright. So what we do next is, I mean, they don't want to just leave their gold hanging. And then we kind of do a similar idea to what we just did. We pull their silver away. We attack it with our rook. They defend with the gold, like before, and then we drop that pawn to attack the
Drop that
the
pawn!
rook.
You heard it here. You heard it first, guys. Here. Drop that pawn! Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, I mean, makes sense. We wanted to retreat. They want to retreat the rook because if we were to like rook exchange here, we would have a token right next to their king. Doesn't seem very good for them, so it's better to retreat the rook here. And then we kind of do a similar thing where we sacrifice our
We do exactly
rook
same
first.
thing, yes.
Yeah. We sacrifice our rook for the silver. They take with gold, and then we attack this gold. Well, we get a gold, and we attack the other one. And then this is result number 1.
What if they go here, though?
Then we take it anyway. And then we keep attacking the rook's head. Well, now it's pretty much trapped, so we could keep attacking.
I'm just testing you. But yes, we can just continue attacking. You're gonna suck to attack, yep. So, the book explains what if they try to defend against this variation. And actually, in position number 8, if they try to go back, we can attack the guards. If they go to here, we can pressure the rook, we target the promotion, they're gonna block us, but we attack the guard, boom, they die.
Yep.
It's not really clear to me though. I guess because we can target the rook again, it's kinda deadly.
Yeah, I mean, the attack is much closer to the king, so I guess that's why it's considered
it's
more
attack,
deadly.
so yeah.
Yeah.
We quite like look at this. How close is this and how far away is that rook, right? It's very, very comforting, yeah. So they will try to go back, and then what's a good move? Silver 7-6. We target 2 things: to attack gold again or to drop the pawn to 7-5.
Yeah.
And as Nakabisha, we are putting a lot of pressure on the opponent king, and therefore a little bit easier to attack. Now, in the 6-4 pawn, in this position, if they go back, we can just take here, retreat and pawn drop.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is this 6-4 pawn is like huge on the board. Now, as the final result, we get 2-piece exchange for 1. Rook versus 2 generals. And as we said, this variation would be also winning. And therefore, Bokin, you have failed. Yeah. We found a way to counter Bokin, and in generally speaking, I mean, their bishop is useless, so just look at this should feel good for us, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They don't have an attack, but because the Bokin pressure is so hard, it's so easy to make a mistake, and it's important for you guys to like know the idea, for example, of 6i pawn sacrifice, of bishop moving back, of rook going to third file. It's all very important to know in order to counter it properly.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so this is the end of the 1a variation, right? The Bokin.
Yes.
And the next One is rather... Okay, let's do the A B maybe, and then we'll finish 1B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
So
does this say?
3-5 pawn. Instead of blocking...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna try to go for this move. I've played this move against Lady Pro as well. It's quite scary.
Yeah. All right. So from here, obviously they're putting pressure on our king because they
No,
subweight.
no.
Oh, no?
This way.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Mhm.
All right. So from here, I mean, obviously we haven't finished our high Mino, so we want to do that to help defend kind of these areas. So then they advance their silver, kind of further putting pressure on this area, and then we swing our rook over to try to
Attack the previously
so.
mentioned critical point.
Yeah, exactly. So then from here, they can bring their knight down. This allows for an attack on this area.
Mm-hmm.
One of the benefits of swinging the rook over is that we can bring our bishop back to here. Oh, and this is position 9.
Okay, so from the position number 4, the boggin didn't work well, so we will try to use the bishop to attack as type of double swinging rook opening. And they will try to push 3-5 pawn, 3-3 knight to develop, and we will try to counter attack on the third file using our rook. If instead we will go for third file on 7-9 rook, funnily enough, they're gonna move the gold up again and protect the knight's head very, very heavily. And from my experience, it is really difficult to break through, and our attack won't be severe anymore. In the previous variation, the reason why we move the rook is to counter their attack. In this case, because we are the one attacking, they are the one defending, they're much lower. And it's not gonna work. Here we're gonna go for different line. And the right side king will have an interesting move next, so let's see what kind of device they're gonna create. 1-3 bishop, right?
Yeah. Yeah, from here, we have this interesting move.
This is so important,
obviously,
guys. So important. When I discovered
Yeah.
the knight, I was like, oh, this knight jump exists. It's so beautiful. Yes. It's very rare.
like obviously, yeah. Obviously, it looks very, very strange because like, can't they attack here?
Yes, Abigail
but
is already asking this question.
Yeah. So, from here, the main line. Oh. So they push this pawn, to like keep attacking. They don't do anything on the rook file yet. So they kind of continue their attack
Yeah,
in
let's
that
just
area.
go through the main line first. Yeah.
Yep. So
yes,
they
yes,
take,
we're gonna come back journey. We're gonna come back after this line.
So then they keep attacking.
Ooh, this pawn push
dropping.
brings me bad memories. Yes.
And then we have this. So this is obviously this will allow, if we silver exchange, that'll allow the knight to come down and threaten. Yeah. So we do it, and then they have this interesting move where obviously we can't take because the bishop is guarding it.
It's a typically Agora Destroyer type of shape, yeah.
So we have to do something with the gold. So we bring it up in this case.
We wanna avoid this knight line, yeah.
Yeah. So this moving the gold up in this way allows us to take back to prevent anything annoying from happening with the knight. But they have this difficult silver drop.
Oh my god, is it the
And this
first
is-
variation in ages that's bad for Ibisha? I'm surprised.
Yeah, not many in this book.
Stretch! Yes! Stretch time, oh god, I love you, Ryoshi. Yeah, stretch time. Okay, so going back to night jump, pawn push, pawn takes, rook takes. What was happening then? I believe this kind of shenanigans are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And if they promote, well, we just break their shape.
Yeah.
I mean, silver is dying here, right? Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Or gold is dying. Or Syncr0, please repair.
Here? Nope.
No,
That's not it.
but I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah.
And well, this just the look of this position looks kinda sad. I'd imagine we can simply continue attacking with the silver pressure over here, and we have a knight in hand already. They really cannot block our rook because the bishop is protecting here. They cannot take the lance, so even though they have a dragon, I believe it's... thank you enough. Remember to join us on our Discord if you're not there yet. Okay. What's the other one? Was there something? I mean, there's also a move like this, more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the point is like we want to counterattack here, so. Okay, the book. So.
Yep.
The one free bishop is the device, as we mentioned, and they're gonna use it to attack from kanji, and I don't understand the kanji, so you're gonna believe me. There is also the variation of the same bishop where they go here and here, but because they just went here, it's one move faster. If we made the horrible mistake of going for the edge attack, my dear friends, what's gonna happen is this very famous line. If you take the lance where the rook retakes, that's a very important thing.
That is not very good.
Yep. And here, if we take the pawn, lance drop is gonna famously... It's a meme, actually. Have you seen this meme, Syncr0?
No, I haven't.
Haven't seen? So there is like ASCII code meme, like very, very old meme of Shogi. It's like the lance is like attacking both pieces, right? And the bishop is like, oh no, I'm under attack, I need to run away. And the rook is like, no, don't move, bishop, I'm gonna die. And the pawn is like, don't worry, guys, I'm gonna protect you. And the lance just takes the pawn, and they both like ashamed. That's the joke. Yeah. So that's an old Shogi meme. Yeah. So very, very old Shogi.
You should find it and send it in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's findable at this point. Yeah.
Then we must remake it.
We shall remake it. Yes. So they will come back with the bishop, trying to activate the pawn, but they continue with the original plan. And as you can see, our edge lance is disappeared, and even though we have a token, it's not really useful. Yeah, our edge is broken, and yeah. And in diagram 10, we are just simply fighting who is faster. So we are entering the mutual attack. Come on, page, please. And in diagram 10, if they were to move the rook, I assume we are faster. And this is a very important move, guys. 7-5 pawn. It's a very important move. We are advantageous. So, different from the rook before, because now they're not in rook check, let's call it. They will be able to defend with 6-4 pawn drop. You can also notice that there is a possibility of us to make a check here.
Yeah.
They don't explain anything about this variation further. They're just like, and 7-5 pawn, and we are advantageous. And they're like, by the way, the 6-5 pawn is very good. And there is a possibility of playing somewhere, like 9-5 bishop. So it's hard for them to defend, but they're not telling you like anything. In this case, I guess we will go here.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically we would be able to activate both pieces at the same time. It's hard to defend. But
yeah,
it's not simple. It's not simple.
No, it's not.
The idea of sacrificing this pawn is quite important because then you can have an attack on the 7th file. And if you don't have both of those files open, it's really, really hard to find an attack. So it's important to know this Tesuji over here. And because this is too slow, right? We talked about this. This is too slow. They will go directly. And both pawn pushes. Oh, it's so painful. 4-5 silver. This is a very, very good variation. Or pawn sacrifice. Silver up for the Ibisha side.
Yeah.
And we're going for this line, but they're totally breaking through. We're trying. But the 4-6 pawn is a very good attacking file, attacking piece. And in this position, we are stabbed very hard into heart. We are actually already losing because their counterattack is much, much heavier than ours.
Yeah.
And as a result, if you play this way, a very, very slow fight for Nakabisha versus right side king, they will come to you, attack like a double swinging rook shape. And their attack is really, really troublesome to defend. The right side king is not very heavy shape, but the difficult part of attacking is it doesn't have really a critical point to like concentrate the pieces on. And in order to build an attack, it takes a lot of effort. So we would recommend a different way of attacking the shape. But I'm afraid we're gonna keep the people waiting for it one more week.
Yes.
But yeah, can we just go back to the position 7-4 pound push in the opening? This will be the critical position.
7-4 pawn push. This one?
Yes. Yep. So this will be our position where we went for variation number 1 by moving the king to here. This time, the move that we would like to do will be to move the rook to 5-9. Ooh. It's a very... Oh, wait. I'm actually looking at the position and... Okay. Okay, from my personal experience, the position that's written in the book, I showed it to my Shisho. And he was like, well, why not build Jaimino instead. So I think both are playable.
Yeah.
But perhaps the second variation will be more straightforward to understand. But yeah, the previous variation is also playable.
Yeah.
Abigail, Karolina's like, phew, we still have content for one more week. No, Abigail, we still have many pages to go. We will have,
we have 2 more sub chapters.
Yep, retreating bishop and what? Tai Suzumezashi. Spearing the sparrow? Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Ooh. So it's like the last chapter will be like the most trending variation, recently speaking, where they do not open the bishop line and they come and attack your bishop head. It's a very evil strategy. Ooh, I'm excited. But that's gonna be probably in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 2 more chapters. Woo! Okay, Syncr0. Guys, if you have any question, you ask, and Syncr0's gonna conclude our today's lesson. What did we learn, Syncr0?
We learned that migyoku is difficult to play against. They kind of lock down the center, so we have to find other angles of attack, just like the earlier chapters. And you have to be very careful with balancing your defending versus attacking. Because we saw in this variation, we spent a lot of time castling, but in the other variation, we're going to spend more time attacking and stay with a fairly quick castle, and we'll see the benefits of that. The variation we're going to learn next time, I actually played in a correspondence game and beat H Bayer, so it works fairly well.
We also learn about double central rook, that we can go for the opposing rook variation in order to beat it. We understood the 4-6 silver versus 6-6 silver difference, and the importance of having the silver on your king side. Speaking of this position, I also studied this move. Depending on the variation, you can go very aggressively like this.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? No?
I mean, I'm more familiar with it from like the like kind of the first chapter stuff. I haven't studied it too much, but I know it's like I see it in the Josuke, but judging by the amount that I'm seeing it recently, I'm definitely gonna have to study these kind of variations.
So the reason why you push it, remember the 1-3 bishop. They can play it very early on, actually. For example, here, and then you cannot make a high mina anymore.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of evil, isn't it? And this is one of the reasons why you shouldn't push the edge pawn and maybe go for something else. But yeah, it's kind of tricky opening. Wait, what? Teaching game? What? Next collab, Shogi Harbour x Mifa. Yeah, why not? Eventually. 2 titans shall become a collaboration, and we're gonna study all the weird handicap, all the maybe we should study Kakutov. But anyway, if you guys wanna be notified about our crazy future ideas and join our tournaments and study shogi with other people or ask Syncr0 Master questions directly, you should join our Discord. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the lesson, shogi lesson this time with Paul, our chess teacher. And unfortunately, I have to say that tomorrow's Sunday shogi in the evening will be cancelled. Is cancelled. Because I have a game on Monday and I have to sleep well so that I don't disappoint you with my official results, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you, Journey. 100 bits. Appreciate it. So thank you guys for coming. I don't see any questions. And Syncr0, what's your final word?
You guys better play Central Rook. I better see some games. You guys haven't been sending me enough Central Rook games.
Guys, send Central Rooks to Syncr0. Ask he gonna come and eat your dreams. Will do. Oh, Armifa said will do. Alright, Syncr0, you will have something to look forward to. Or better, challenge him. Yes! Challenge Syncr0 to the right side king. That's my homework for you guys. All
no.
24 of you, please challenge Syncr0 to right side king, and we're gonna analyze it next week. So thank you so much,
no.
guys. Oh, yes. Or the Undertale. Oh, yes. I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye. Have a good night or good Saturday. Bye.
Bye, guys.